Good afternoon, everyone. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews, and I am your literary ambassador. And today we have Madilynn Dale on my channel today. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. Now tell us about yourself.
Well, I am an independent author based out of Oklahoma. I have a bachelor's degree in science and kinesiology and associate's degree of sciences in physical therapy assistant sciences. I have one crazy 2-year-old who's currently being distracted by dad in the living room with Paw Patrol. I have 7 fur babies and I stay pretty busy just with everything. So,
All right. Now tell us about your book, and you can read from each one if you like.
okay. So first up, I have Breaking Traditions, The Shifter and the Mage. This is my latest novel that I published. It follows Natalie and Alex. They are 2 college students of different species. One is a shifter, one is a mage, and they fall in love. Natalie's family follows a certain tradition that the shifters follow. They're not allowed to fall in love and marry outside of their own species, but sometimes you can't pick who you fall in love with. So they kind of go against tradition and break her family's habits to let her and Alex be together.
Okay.
But I can read a little bit from it.
Okay.
So you flip to the first page here. All right. Do you have a certain amount you'd like me to read, or?
Read whatever you want to read.
Okay. So this first chapter 1 follows Natalie. So I pull the strap of my backpack over my shoulder as it slides. It has been a crazy week with the start of college, meeting new people, and moving into the dorms. As a freshman, they had us go through a specific new student orientation for a day where we met different peers and spent time with our roommates. It was overwhelming for me, to say the least. I am a person that typically enjoys time to myself. I have a limited number of friends that I trust, and I enjoy my peace and quiet. Thankfully, my roommate seems to be the same type of person, so we should get along well. As I get my bag situated, I continue my path across the vibrant green grass of United Magical Beings Academy Midwest lawn. My classes have ended for the day, and I'm heading back to the dorm room. Looking at the lawn as I walk, it seems like they put a lot of money into upkeep. The grass appears to be cut to a perfect height, and the trees are trimmed. The multiple beds of flowers are blooming even for this late in the summer. The fountain in front of the cafeteria is a bright blue with sparkling water. They must have recruited some type of tree nymph, water nymph, or another in that category to help maintain such a striking look. It is truly amazing. Moving past the fountain, I see a large building that stands in the way of me reaching my dorm building. It contains the cafeteria and is an older brick building. The building has giant windows along the front that allow plenty of natural light for those enjoying a meal. It is newer than the building I am living in this semester, but not by much. My dorm building is much older. It is situated directly behind the cafeteria with only a single street separating them. It has small square windows on its sides where each of the tiny dorm rooms are located. The metal along the windows is rusty, and several are missing screens. Vines are creeping up one side of the building to the point that it may one day attempt to pull the building down. The front door to the building creaks as I open it with my key fob. It has 2 decent-sized windows on either side of it that allows light into the lobby. Students may come and go as they please in the lobby, but there are separate sides for male and female students. One may only enter with a student key fob, which is explicitly coded for a specific side. The lobby consists of several overstuffed couches and chairs tucked into a corner around a giant smart TV. It is the only nice-looking thing in the room. There are also a few bar stool tables tucked on the opposite side for students to use while studying. The place is carpeted, and unfortunately, with that comes a lingering smell of mildew. I continue through the lobby and into the corridor leading to the stairs. The stairs make me nervous, but I begin my steady climb to the 2nd floor. This building does not have an elevator, being an older structure, so on move-in day, everyone had to move all their furniture up and down stairs. It was exhausting. I'm glad that my room is on the second floor of this building, but I felt terrible for those who live on the 5th floor. The stairs are also extremely steep going up, which made it even more of a challenge. They are made of concrete, though, so I at least know they are sturdy. Pushing my fear to the back of my mind, I place a hand on one of the rails and begin to climb. I hear my heeled boots clomping on the concrete as I go. There's not much of a heel on them, but it is enough to let me seem taller than I am. A curvy girl like me, being 5 feet and 3 inches, needs all the extra lift she can get. I choose not to wear much of a heel since I am a bit uncoordinated at times. My shifter abilities don't seem to aid in that area either because my wolf is the same. Reaching the top, I fling my dark curly brown hair over my shoulder and take in a deep breath. Letting it out with a sigh, I readjust my bag and use my key fob once again to unlock the door that leads to my hall. I love the extra security this place has, but at the same time, it can be annoying at times. After hearing the beep and the click of the lock moving, I push through the creaky door and transition back to the floor's carpeted surface. One thing about the stairwell is that it lacks the smell of mildew since the windows are always left open. It doesn't prevent you from being slapped in the face with it, though, when you go into the hall. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there just because I don't want to take up all of our time with reading.
Okay.
But it just kind of introduces Natalie and her roommate at the start of that book. So,
Okay.
and I'll show you guys my other novel I've got published. This is Releasing Her Power Within. It's the Phase Shifter series. This is book 1. I'm currently working on book 2. Its main character is Liz. She's a physical therapist assistant. And she discovers a monumental family secret that could possibly lead to her death if she doesn't handle it with care. And she moves to a new town in the process of finding out the secret and meets her true love, and a whole mess of things happens as soon as she gets moved. And she's actually finds out she's got a half sister who tries to kill her 3 times, I think, in the book. So it's actually a pretty fun, interesting story.
Okay.
So they're all on sale right now. For the ebooks are for 99 cents if anybody's interested in them. But those are my only 2 I've got in paperback. I've got a couple of short stories published as well. But
Okay. Do you want to talk about those?
I can. One of them is Creative Intent. It follows Libby. She decides to try out a new idea after she comes up with it during one of her yoga classes. And it kind of just talks about the different obstacles and stuff she has to face to go through to follow her dream. Another one is called Dog Park Epiphany. And this one follows a gentleman who has lost his job. He's in a pit of depression, and kind of following in line with the pandemic that's been happening. A lot of people have struggled with trying to find new ways to bring income in. And he goes into this weird state of meditation and meets his inner wolf, which is his spirit animal. And he kind of like works with his spirit animal to come up with ways to allow his creativity to come out and make money with his creative streak. And then another one is New Path, and it just talks about a girl who decides to take a new path after a huge changes in her life. All 3 are pretty short, but they're enjoyable and straight to the point.
Oh, okay. So what is your genre and what draws you to this genre?
I mostly write in fantasy, paranormal fiction. I've always enjoyed reading that genre myself because it's been an escape from the craziness of the world, and there's so many magical things in those books that it's just awesome to even imagine those being real.
Mm-hmm.
So like turning into an animal, that's one of my go-to shifters thing. I love the whole concept, the idea, because it comes with supernatural powers, and you just get to be this whole new person when you turn into an animal.
Okay. What is something you want readers to know about you?
Well, I'm always coming up with crazy ideas. A lot of my ideas come from dreams I have. I have some crazy, crazy dreams. Part of it could be from the amount of stress I have with being a parent and handling a 2-year-old. I swear we have started the 3-nager phase early. I am an avid coffee drinker. You can definitely tell how much I love coffee in my first book, Releasing Her Power Within. It kind of leaked through into my writing because Liz also is a coffee addict in that novel.
Okay.
So, I literally cannot go a day without having at least 1 cup of coffee in the morning.
And what's your favorite flavor? Do you have?
Oh, white chocolate mocha is my absolute favorite. But at home, I don't get to have those nice fancy lattes I like so much. So I have to use either white chocolate mocha flavored creamer or I go with vanilla creamer for my coffee.
What has been your greatest accomplishment as an author so far?
Let's see. I guess, just I was very surprised with how easy it was to get my book out there. I felt like I got more notice on my first book than I was prepared to. I know a lot of authors struggle with getting their book out there, getting readers to read it, and getting reviews. But I, strangely enough, had a lot of people that were interested in it, and it amazed me. And it's kind of, I've built off of that, and I'm just constantly working to grow my audience and get my name out there. So I guess it was easier than I expected.
What do you do when you're not writing?
Oh, a lot of times taking care of my child. It's more of a, when I'm not taking care of my child, how much energy do I have to actually use to write? So he's a handful, but that's not taking care of him. I'm reading. I constantly have my head down in a book. So.
Okay. What are you currently reading now?
I just started a book by author Ivy Asher. She came out with a series not too long ago, Grave Mistakes. Let's see if I can pull it up on my Kindle real quick and give you guys more info on it. It is the first book in the Hellgate Guardian series. So I've read her other books. Her Hidden series was really good.
Okay. Can you tell us about your challenges in getting your first book published?
Oh, there were a lot of challenges. Finding somebody to look over it, to edit it, and kind of help me with grammar mistakes. I felt like that was the hardest thing. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little impatient at times, but with writing and wanting something to be good, you have to be patient and let people go through it. Even if you don't have the money to spend on a good editor right away, if you can get teacher friends, people who are very good with grammar to look it over, I mean, that's gonna help more than not getting it looked over at all.
Okay. How do you market your books, and what avenues have you found to work best in your genre?
I would say it's a combination of stuff. At first, I started by posting it on Facebook and Facebook groups, but I've kind of gotten away from that a little bit because it was very time consuming. I use a lot of stuff through Story Origins app to do newsletter swaps, and I send out a weekly newsletter and feature other authors' books in exchange for them to feature my books. Doing group promos through that, it's kind of like gotten a way out there to get the book in front of somebody and they can read it and review it, and just occasionally posting it in Facebook groups and then reaching out to bloggers like you and working with them. Those are the ways I've marketed it so far.
Okay. What has been the toughest criticism you've been given as an author, and what's your best compliment?
I'll go with the best compliment first. People have said that the way I describe the scenery and the characters, that they're very realistic and they can picture them and picture being them in the setting. And then I think the biggest critique a reviewer left me was she didn't finish the book because she said it was too steamy. So,
Okay.
and yeah. So, and then another one said she felt like I was holding back a little bit in my writing, which as a new author, I feel like I probably do a little bit, but over time, I think I can break through that.
Okay. What projects are you working on right now?
Right now, my main focus is going into book 2 of the Fae Shifters, which I could totally give you guys the name. Only a few people know the name of the second book. It's going to be Unleashed. And I'm hoping to get it out this fall, knock on wood, if my child lets me sit down and type a lot. It might require a couple late nights, but that's my main focus right now. I've got a couple other work in progress ideas. One is a retelling of the Princess and the Pea story. It's going to kind of take on a more paranormal, like ghost kind of story. I'm really excited to work on that, but I'm like, let's get this book finished first and then we'll do this one. It's really hard to keep all these ideas organized, but I'm like, okay, priority, then next, and then this idea, and then this idea. So yeah, those are the two I've got set in stone working on right now.
Okay, where can readers find you and your books?
I'm mostly on Amazon. My short stories are available through Nook and Kobo and Smashwords. I'm hoping to get my full-length novels on those websites as soon as I get them pulled off of Kindle Unlimited. They are the only ones I have on Kindle Unlimited right now, but they should be on those websites later in October, I believe.
Okay. And is there anything else you would like to add before we close?
I would love to hear from you guys. You can find my Facebook page and sign up for my newsletter to keep in touch, keep up to date with all of my work and progress and things that are just going on in my crazy life. Yeah, so reach out to me. Let's talk, get to know each other.
Okay, before you go, would you like to play a little game with me?
I sure will.
Okay, it's my favorites. Your favorite food?
My favorite food is definitely French fries. Absolute favorite.
Your favorite song?
Oh, that's a hard one. Oh, I love so many different types of music. I'm trying to think. Right now, Watermelon Sugar is one that keeps getting stuck in my head. I'm terrible with artists, so don't ask me who sings it, but it's a great song.
A snack while writing?
Oh, a lot of times it ends up being chips or cookies, depending on the time of day at night. I'm terrible about staying up late and drinking a glass of wine and eating chocolate chip cookies.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh, energetic, optimistic, and fun.
All right. Thank you. I would like to
thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews. Happy reading. Bye, y'all.